Somebody prayed for me. Somebody stayed up all night.
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another social, heartfelt, informative things or shit on the internet for short. Today we'll be talking about the plane crashes that's going on. On top of talking about the plane crashes, we got the tunnel fire. We got senators retired after doing 24 years of service. Doge, or I say Elon Musk, is trying to give us some money, and the great initiative that Dallas has going on with the freezes and making sure that the homeless are being taken care of. So, and last but not least, the Super Bowl. So, let's get into it. Starting off with the Super Bowl. I have watched the Super Bowl performance 4 or 5 times. So, I enjoyed it. What I will say, I do feel like Lil Wayne would have been more entertaining. With that being said, Kendrick Lamar was very impactful. I love the visual. We got it. We understand it. The back and forth was like, Lil Wayne couldn't have did what Kendrick did. It wouldn't have been bored. I think Lil Wayne would have brought a whole bunch of people out, and it would have been a big thing, and it would have been huge for New Orleans. Just off of that alone, I think it would have been huge. But do I feel like was it his moment to do the Super Bowl? I'm not here to say. I will say because it is in New Orleans, just like if the Super Bowl was in California and it was vice versa, and a LA artist or a California native would have been able to do it, that would have been wonderful. So yes, I would have think Lil Wayne would have been able to perform at the Super Bowl in his hometown. But Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I think SZA did a good job. She killed it. I just found SZA from one of them days. So shout out to one of them days. I done heard a lot of her music, but I did not have a voice to her face. And when I going back, like, man, SZA cold. SZA been killing it. Come to find out, SZA been around forever. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. The internet kind of in the uproar. It's been some video footage of Lil Wayne performing. A fan was like, "I paid $200 for this. Don't spend y'all money on this." And he's sitting up there. I don't think he would have did that for the Super Bowl, but it's all in good fun. And then like the outfit choice, I wasn't necessarily feeling Kendrick Lamar in in the bell bottoms, but that's not my style. It was what it was. The little two-step and everything was cool. It's going viral over social media. And like I say, the impact was phenomenal. We got the impact. We're talking about from a entertainment perspective. Could Lil Wayne have did a better job entertaining us? I say yes. But I also say Kendrick, look, like I said, I have watched the Super Bowl performance on you. It's at like 10, 20 minutes, something like that. It's up there. I'm exaggerating, but it's a lot. And I'm probably about a million of those views. I don't watched it a bunch of times. I thoroughly enjoyed it for the message, how powerful it is. And I also feel like it was on time. It was right on time for what's going on in the world. So, entertainment wise, yeah, I think Lil Wayne would have entertained us a little bit better. From a perspective of the right person, like you said, y'all picked the wrong person, but it's the right time. The revolution gonna be televised. I loved it. The game could control it and everything. I thought it was great. I definitely thought that it was great. And Lil Wayne publicly said how disappointed he was that he was not able to play the Super Bowl, and he felt like it was taken from him. And I do not think that is a direct jab or anything to Kendrick Lamar, because I don't think the two artists should be beefing or doing anything because of that. Like Kendrick Lamar had a run. He has over 20 Grammys, 5 Grammys that he just got off of one song, and he done did that years prior. He done had one song that went super crazy, and then won 5 Grammys off of it. So he is an artist. Like he's an artist. He's a great artist, and he put on a phenomenal display of American. I say Black American history or whatever. But and I think for Black History Month, his performance probably should go down in history, and not for what people saying is one of the worst Super Bowl performances ever. Cause yeah, okay. And then the last thing on that topic, I seen this lady talking about it on TikTok, and she was like, "Oh, y'all up in the uproar about racism, and racism can be reversed too." And it was no white people inside of the Super Bowl halftime performance. Oh, okay. Like I mean, like what does What does that mean? That has nothing to do with racism. Like, that's the dancers, that's the color that he wanted. How many times have African Americans or minorities set out and seen a predominantly led Caucasian anything, or even if it's, because it's Irish and whatever else it is, but white people performing or doing anything on a mass level. Plenty of times, like, it wasn't so much of being racist or racism. Y'all, never mind. If I say y'all not like us, it's not true. Some people grow up in the ghetto, but I just say it wasn't for y'all. Like, he took that $15 million budget and did what he wanted to with it, and he put the people in there that he wanted. So that's all I gotta say about the Super Bowl. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments down below. The plane crashes, man. It's been several plane crashes in February alone. On February 17th. It was a Delta plane crash that happened in Toronto, and it was 80 passengers on board. 18 people were hospitalized, but none life-threatening injuries. How do y'all feel about these plane crashes? It was a plane collision in Arizona on February 19th. Two small aircrafts collided mid-air at the Arizona airport, resulting in the deaths of at least two individuals. And we already know what was it, January 29th. It was the military helicopter and a civilian plane that crashed. The Delta flight 5342, and then I think it was like Pat 25. It was the Black Hawk, and that was and that was it was no survivors. It was no survivors on there. So, talking about the plane crashes, how do y'all feel about these plane crashes? Because I know these are the three that we're hitting, but it's been a whole lot of plane crashes. And me personally, I always, well, I ain't gonna say always, but I seem to think that it be conspiracies going on. And I'm gonna just let y'all know right here, like, America is seeming to be on fire. And all of us, or some of us, is not gonna stay in the pot when it gets too hot. So the plane crash and all that little stuff going on, like, I'm still gonna find a way up out of here. I'm still traveling. But I definitely feel like it's more than what it is. I don't know if it's plane crashes going on. And I know that like I say, conspiracy theories, I don't know if X kind of come through and they're saying that they're trying to make the airways safer. It's like one of those situations, like how we've been saying it's been going on. They're bringing all of this turmoil and problems, and then they come in with the solution, but they creating a problem. So that's what it's given to me. It's given set up, be safe, because also I get nervous when so much stuff is pushed in our face. It's like, what are y'all doing behind the scenes? So that's why I wanted to look up, like, is it still safer to fly than drive? And they're still saying yes, saying it's still safer to fly than drive. And there's plenty of planes that are not crashing. But for those people that have lost their life, by no means do I want to not acknowledge it, like, RIP to them. And truthfully, it's just like, what's going on? It's what's going on. It's our safety, and it has to be something more to it. Especially, like I said, if you ever checked out Overthinking Understanding podcast, I did aviation for 5 years, and plane crashes happen, and we talked about it as part of our learning experiences. And the plane crashes took place, and it was usually always human error. It was usually always human error. But some of the stuff that's going on now is like, people could be sleepy, stuff not getting checked, but just how frequently it's happening. And maybe they're trying to create pandemonium, or for the American people to freak out, because we are just getting shown and kind of like force fed these plane crashes. And it's like, look at the plane crashes and not what's going on behind the scenes. And then maybe towards the middle of the year, the end of the year, they go come out saying that, like I say, X is making the airways more safe and all of that, when, like I say, I think they're contributing to the airways being unsafe. But let me know what y'all think about those plane crashes that happened. Let's move on to the senator. A senator of 24 years, after 24 years of service, resigned after being directed to investigate the Biden era, and she believes that it lacked evidence. I really don't have too much to say about that. My producer thought it'd be cool to add. I really don't have too much to say on it. I will say that what I don't know, like what do people expect? I feel like it's nothing that's going on right now. Like everybody, like it's like a shock factor. Like oh, like Kiki Palmer said, you got to gag them. Like I don't see how people are shocked when somebody told you what they were going to do and then did exactly what they were going to tell you to do. But I will say, for them resigning and not getting fired, that's you standing on the principles of what you believe, and I believe that all day long. Like I believe that people should stand on what they believe in, what they believe in, and when it's time to shine, a lot of people don't. A lot of people be like, I don't. I believe in this, that, and the third. And when it's time to prove it, they usually be quiet, standing offish in the back, worried about paychecks and different things like that. Don't get me wrong. After 24 years of service, she's probably well taken care of. She's not hurting for any money, but it's still a show. And I want to say, I will also say with this administration, we have seen it happen a little bit more. I know, um, I could think of a name now. The producer of One of Them Days, Issa Rae. There it go. Issa Rae. She stepped down from a speaking engagement due to not wanting to deal with people throughout this administration. So, uh, I see more coming. I see more of it coming. I done seen a lot of people get fired from this administration, and there's been a lot of people resigning. So, like I said, I don't really have too much to say on that topic. I think it's great news that y'all could use. But hey, that's it. I don't really have nothing to say. So the next topic is going to be the Wyoming tunnel crashes on February 14th, Valentine's Day. A multi-vehicle pileup involving 26 cars and trucks occurred in the Green River Tunnel on Wyoming I-80. The crash led to a massive fire, resulting in 3 fatalities and multiple injuries. The tunnel sustained significant structural damage, leading to its closure as authorities investigate the cause. How I seen this and this is what I think is so great about the internet, but it's also so scary. I seen the truck driver, and it was the semis that wrecked were in front of the tunnel. So it was kind of like, y'all see that? It's kind of like that or whatever, right? In the trucks, and there was a semi coming. Semis, most of them have the front camera, the what I'm trying to say, the whatever, like the little front camera or whatever on there, and he's driving into it. So he's driving into it, and he braces himself and controls his big rig enough not to wreck into the other semis that have already crashed. But he still like wrecks into the side of the tunnel. He just does not add to the wreckage of the semis that's already crashing. When he gets there, the right and left doors are blocked, and he's literally recording himself kicking out his window. The screaming that you could hear inside of that video was heart wrenching. Like it was like what? Like you can literally hear people screaming inside of his video, and even and like we live in a generation now where people be like, you record everything and you record too much. But I think that is one of the purest forms of journalism. Like you have people and journalists that risk their lives to go overseas and go to combat zones when it is a time of war to get the story brought directly to the American people. And I think that it is a scary, and my heart goes out to all the people that were injured and that was injured in that tunnel fire. No accidents, but just being able to have that raw footage, undoctored, uncut, and like I say, it's heart wrenching. Like you can hear the screams. And mind you, a tunnel fire is just like if a fire broke out on a airplane. It's a tube, so it's like the perfect place for you not to be able to escape. On top of it already being blocked off by 2 semis, like literally 2 semis, and the people coming from the back can't necessarily see the front. And what caused the fire was one of the cars caught on fire. And then, of course, like if you ever been in a fire or seen a fire, that was one of our training for the cabin attendant safety. And it just engulfs. The fire is literally everywhere. Well, I'm sorry, even if the fire is not everywhere, the smoke is everywhere and it's engulfed. So it's just no different inside of the tunnel. And the tunnel is not built to suppress the fire, anything like that. And I think it should. I think tunnels should have that now. And I really even when I brought this up to my producer, they like he was like, I ain't even heard about no tunnel crashing or anything yet. And I'm like, man, like that's crazy because it's literally live footage. Truck driver kicking his door, I mean his windows out because his door is locked and trying to get out of there. So I hope they figure out what caused that, what caused that and led to that wreck or whatever. But man, that's sad. For 26 car pileup is crazy. And inside of a tunnel, I don't wish it. I don't wish that on nobody. I used to hate New York. I didn't like the New York tunnel. And then leaving because I lived in Maryland for the time or whatever, right? So the tunnel going from Maryland to like New York and New Jersey or whatever that stuff. I don't like being in no tunnel. I don't want to be in a tunnel. Every time it was traffic in the tunnel, you get nervous because it gets dark and anything can happen. And once you're in the middle, you're in the middle. So yeah, you could run back and do whatever, but them tunnels be long as I don't know what. So that's crazy. That's definitely crazy. So severe weather breakout inside of the United States. We said Dallas, but this is actually speaking about Detroit receiving 54 inches of water. A water main burst in southwest Detroit causing flooding. Now on top of it causing flooding, the temperatures are so low that the water froze. It was people frozen inside of their cars. And if you have not seen that, please look that up. Like literally the water, just imagine flood waters, and then on top of the flood waters, the water is frozen. And it's literally frozen solid. And speaking of, and like I said, it's Detroit, so we probably just pulled the wrong piece of information. But in the state of Texas, we're also experiencing crazy weather. And Texas is not known for being cold, even though it kind of snows every year. Where I'm located at in Texas, we haven't seen any snow yet, but the temperature's been low. But Dallas, for the last few years, they have been getting snow, and we have a homeless population just like everybody else. So it's cool that they turned one of the facilities. Do you remember the facilities, D, that they turned into the cold weather shelter for the homeless? It's, it's not listed in our notes. It's a museum that's within Fair Park that Dallas used to turn into a shelter for the homeless. And like I said, I don't know why it brought up Detroit and Texas, but hey, Detroit got thrown in there, and it's something that should be talked about. So I'm happy that that was added to there. Probably just a misspeak on my part, but shout out to Dallas caring about the homeless population. Everybody is one missed bill away from homeless. I believe it. Just like they say, like you look around your network, they usually 3 to 4 grand difference between everybody. So it's just hard. Like we are not the 1%, and then it's everybody else. So shout out to them. People talk about that people should do better, know better, pay your bills. Life happens. Life happens. Medical bills happens. You never know what puts a person in a situation where they have to be homeless, or sometimes life just kick your butt, or you just it's better. Like I have nothing for you to take. So you never know why a person is homeless. So shout out to Dallas for doing that. And once again, Detroit, I don't have a lot of information on Detroit. There's literally was just a oopsie on our notes, but I did see it. I did see the footage of them flooding. So my heart goes out to Detroit because I can't imagine going through a flood and then on top of going through a flood, the water freezes. So you flooded, you stuck in the car, and then it freezes. So hey, my heart goes out to Detroit. Triple D. We Dallas, and Detroit is the other D. So shout out to him. My heart goes out to him for sure. Last but not least, Elon Musk Doge dividend. Elon Musk leading the Department of Government Efficiency Doge and has proposed to distribute 5 grand Doge dividends to American taxpayers. The proposals come after Doge reportedly 5 million. They saved $5 billion in savings from the effort. Now, I seen a couple comments about this on social media, and they trying to buy y'all again. Okay, I'll take the money. Like the 5 grand, I would take that. I would take. I took the six, and I took the 1,200. I would take the 5,000, especially if they saying what they saying is true, and it's 5 grand a piece. That's 10,000 to some households. Come on now, I take that. And it's not against nobody losing their job. I think it's messed up. I think it's crazy. But if you ever have checked out and you understand the overthinking, understanding brand, the illusion of somebody else providing you security outside of yourself and belief within yourself, because even with us, we cannot control the future to a certain extent. It's an illusion. So people talked about government jobs, especially being in the service. Like some of them government workers talk to us crazy. So I ain't even like, a little petty, a little bit jaded or whatever on that subject. But I really just hope people understand, and it pushes people because like, it, COVID slowed us down, and it created a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people that was kind of like, fuck it. Like the don't look behind the curtain. We seen behind the curtain. Like people would drop you quick. People lost jobs, stuff crashed, COVID. And it's not like pandemics come out of nowhere. Pandemics happen. Pandemics happen before you got, monkeypox and chicken pox and all types of stuff, polio, all types of stuff broke out and has caused pandemics to shut the world down. But a lot of times we overthink understanding it, and we forget. We think about so much other stuff, and it's like you have to be able to set yourself up. And I know what y'all about to say. The government kind of makes it hard to do that. $100 is not even $1 now. It's probably more feel like 50 cents. But it is a way to go about it, and I'm talking from experience. Like literally, and like I say, it's delusion. I used to hate it. I used to hate when people like be delusional. I'm like, no, be a realist, whatever. But a little bit of delusion, I am learning, is great, because this world, if you look at this world and this life as a simulation, and you say whatever choice that I make after you weigh your pros or cons or whatever, that I'm gonna be okay. Like this world is either I'm gonna succeed, fail, or die. Then you will feel a whole lot better, and that's my opinion. Like I said, got it from Dave Ramsey. I'm just an expert in my opinion, and I believe that, and that's how I go forward through our life. So, like I say, I hate that we are benefiting off of people getting fired, but I mean, we putting money back into and it's not like they're just getting fired and they didn't get crazy settlements to pay out, but of course they want their jobs back. I'm not saying that by no means, but I'm also saying I would take the $5,000. I don't own a Tesla. I ain't even gonna say that. I'm still in the service. My commander in chief is President Donald Trump, so I ain't got nothing bad to say. I will just say I take the money, and I think y'all should take the money too. You 5,000. You look me in my face through this camera right now and tell me how many people you could think about that then gave you $5,000. And all money ain't good money. I don't want to hear that shit. Like we know that, but if they giving it, I want to know if you up there taking it, because I'm going to take it. I can't take it nobody. I would take it. My producer said I would take mine. I would take the money. Ching, y'all acting crazy about the taxes. Should nobody be getting no taxes back. Ain't nobody going there being like, you know what, we going to have to pay taxes next year, so I'm going to just let my taxes roll over to the next year because it's an option. But ain't nobody worried about trying to pay for next year taxes. They like, give me my money now. Give me my money now. Honorable freaking mention. They say the African American dollar is only in the household for 2 hours. So by the time y'all get that tax money, y'all already got that money spent. Y'all got that money spent. And I'm not saying everybody. That's why I say average. A sum of put together divided by frequency, you get the average. The average, we only got that money in the household for $2. I mean, for 2 hours. So I ain't saying I'm selling my soul for a jelly roll, but I'm saying we will take the $5,000 and I will be happy. Okay? I hope y'all enjoyed this segment of social, heartfelt, and informative things on the internet. Shit on the internet for short. Like I always say, and we do actually get a lot of emails. We get a lot of emails, so shout out to y'all. But email me, DM me if it's anything that y'all think that I should bring up. If y'all want me to go more in depth about certain topics, let me know. Send it to me, because some topics I'm gonna speak on what I know, and I'm gonna speak on how I feel. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of information, but the ideal and the objective of this segment is for y'all to go out there and search it yourself. Y'all to be like, she said this. Let me get some more information, or let me go look it up and see what's going on. But as always, until next time, be genuine to yourself and kind to others. All right.